What was the last thing your ex said before she left? Do you remember her words echoing in your head at 2 a.m.? The same way her perfume lingered on your pillow even after she was gone. Maybe it was, "You'll never change." Maybe it was, "I found someone better." Or maybe it was nothing at all, just silence. The kind that rips your soul open. And tell me this, why do those words still haunt you? Why do you still check her profile? Still replay every fight in your mind? Still wonder if you could have done something different? Let me tell you the brutal truth. She's not thinking about you. She's moved on, but you're trapped. Here's the part no one tells you. Your heartbreak wasn't an accident. She broke you on purpose. Women know exactly where to cut a man so the wound never heals. And right now you're bleeding. But I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to expose the truth. The kind of truth that feels like fire in your chest. You think you lost her? No, she wanted you weak. She wanted you begging. She wanted you to question your worth. And if you don't face this now, you'll repeat the same mistake with the next woman. You'll hand her the knife and she'll cut you the same way. So here's what I want from you. In the comments, confess the last thing she said before she walked away. Write it down. Burn it into words. Let the world see the scar you've been hiding. And before we go any further, hit subscribe. Because what comes next isn't advice. It's survival. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I had a friend named Daniel. He wasn't rich. He wasn't a gym rat. He wasn't even the kind of man who you'd call a ladies' man. But when we were out, together in Manchester, or grabbing coffee in London, women would turn their heads. They would lean in when he spoke. They would laugh at his jokes, even the unfunny ones. And I couldn't help but wonder, what's he got that I don't? At first I thought it was luck. But then I paid attention. I noticed something in the way Daniel carried himself. He never chased approval. He never tried to impress. He could sit in complete silence, and somehow, that silence carried more power than another man's loudest words. And that's when it hit me. This wasn't about looks, money, or charm. It was about energy. It was about presence. You see, most men live their lives desperately seeking validation, and they try too hard to be liked. They talk too much. They overshare. They chase. They bend themselves into shapes just to win a woman's attention. And in doing so, they lose the one thing women crave more than anything else: masculine presence. Now here's where Stoicism enters the picture. The ancient Stoics, from Marcus Aurelius to Epictetus, taught one principle that separates men who are respected from men who are ignored: control. Not control of women, not control of the outside world, but control of the self. A man who controls his emotions, who doesn't flinch under pressure, who doesn't beg for approval. He radiates a strength so rare that women can't resist it. Think about it. A man who doesn't get angry when provoked. A man who doesn't crumble when she ignores his text. A man who doesn't need to prove his worth because he already knows it. That man is magnetic. That man is dangerous in the best possible way, because he doesn't chase her. He makes her chase him. Let's go back to Daniel. I remember one night in a club in London. A stunning brunette approached him. Yes, she approached him. And I overheard her say, "There's something about you. I can't put my finger on it." That's when it clicked. Women couldn't define it, but they could feel it. He had mastered the one thing 97% of men ignore: his masculine presence rooted in self-control. And here's the kicker. Women test men constantly, not because they're cruel, but because subconsciously, they want to feel safe with you. When she ignores your message, when she gives you the cold shoulder, when she plays hard to get, it's not always rejection. Sometimes it's a test. She's asking, will you crumble like the other men? Or will you hold your ground? This is why so many men fail. The average guy reacts. He gets angry, desperate, needy. He double texts. He loses control. And in that moment, his attraction dies. But the man who responds with calm detachment, the one who doesn't get emotionally dragged into her storm, he wins. Every single time. Women go crazy for this because it's so rare. Do you realize how few men can actually control their emotions? How few men can look a woman in the eye without flinching, without trying to prove something, without needing validation? That's why when they meet such a man, it feels like an earthquake in their soul. Now let me give you a practical example. Imagine Sarah, a woman in her late 20s in New York. She's stunning. Every man in the room wants her. They bombard her with compliments, buy her drinks, chase her like hungry wolves. But then one man enters. He doesn't rush to her. He doesn't compete with the others. He sits calmly, confident in his own skin. When she finally approaches him, because women always notice the man who doesn't chase, he listens more than he speaks. He doesn't try to impress. He simply is. Suddenly, Sarah feels something she hasn't felt all night. Curiosity. That's the power of the 3% of men who get it. And here's the truth you need to swallow. If you want women to go crazy for you, you need to stop focusing on the external and start mastering the internal. Control your emotions. Control your energy. Stop chasing approval, because the moment you do, you separate yourself from 97% of men, and women will feel it instantly. I know this might sting, because if you're honest, you've probably been that man who texted too much, who begged for another chance, who explained himself, who tried to argue his worth. And you know what happened? She pulled further away. But the good news is you can change this. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. Start practicing silence. Start practicing restraint. Start practicing the art of being calm in the storm. When she tests you, let her. When she ignores you, let her. When she pushes, you stand firm. Because that's when she'll realize she's not controlling you. And nothing makes a woman go crazier than a man she cannot control. Conclusion. And that, my friend, is the secret most men ignore. It's not about chasing, begging, or proving yourself. It's about being so grounded, so unshakable that her only choice is to come to you. So the question is, will you keep being the man who loses himself every time a woman plays her game? Or will you step into the 3%? The men who women go absolutely crazy for? Not because they try, but because they don't need to? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.